Good afternoon. My name is Cindy Bizzle, and I am the president of this fellowship. But that is the least of who I am today. I'm in the Dave Ritter fan club.
Feelings mutual.
Yes, it is mutual admiration we have here. Dave is a beloved member of this congregation, and we are honored to join with you in a celebration service for Judith. And we mourn with you, celebrate the memories that we have, and just want all of you who have come today to know that our doors are open, and that if you need anything at all, I was going to say you could seek out people wearing name tags, but then I see I don't have one. So this is good. There are a few people at the back that have on the lanyard name cards that we wear after our Sunday services. But please let us. Yeah, I think they would use it. Yeah, right. Anyway, welcome, and we'll honor Judith best we can as we turn the service over to the Lord.
Thank you, Cindy. No way. Welcome, friends. Good afternoon. Thank you for coming. I think Judith's obituary really says what several of us came up with that, and I think it's describes extremely well the Judith's life and our life together. So, with that, I tend to be brief. Except I take a long time eating. Especially if they're talking. This is my oldest daughter, Maria, who you may have met. This is my sister-in-law. Thank you, Vic. From my first marriage, Jane. My sister Esther, who you probably met, daughter Jennifer. You'll see her in the program as well as Esther. Granddaughters, Maria's daughter. Where was the other one? She is. The oldest. My son Dave and Stephanie, Maria's middle daughter. Ryan, her husband, and Max, Jennifer's husband. On this side, they're starting a new family road. My son Steve, his wife Laura, Bob Patterson, Maria's husband, Dave's wife Tammy, and their son Dylan. Their daughter recently, well, a year ago probably, moved to California. Judith's family, I think, well, I don't think, I know, unless there's some here that I don't recognize, but her cousin Paul Kepley and his wife from Greensboro. Judith's family up in Virginia, which there are numerous, couldn't make it for whatever reasons. Also, I'd like to recognize our friends previous from, well, let me start with our current neighbors. And hold up your hand. Oh, Dawn. There's Dawn. And Jean and Mildred. That's our little cul-de-sac in the outskirts of Raleigh in the farm country among the trees that Judith loved. And friends that made the trek from Turford Harbor, where we lived for, I guess, close to 10 years. And did a lot of sailing and just some wonderful people from there. People from the art museum, and I'm not sure these folks right here.
Yes, art museum.
Art museum, okay. So Judith was a docent here and really enjoyed that. And she missed it. Several members from the UU Fellowship, and there's people in the back there. Oh, from the UU Fellowship, UU Peace Fellowship, excuse me. So rather than go and Cindy, another Cindy, who was I telling about all our Cindys? Cindy Brady. Cindy was Cindy Thomas. Am I missing any of the Cindys? Okay, so with that, I'll take my runny nose and teary eyes and hand it over to my sister Esther.
The first time I was at Judith's home, her primary interest in welcoming our family to her home was to give us a tour of her gardens. And I think anyone who knew Judith at all in her life knew that she was a gardener. She saw gardens along the roadside. She created gardens in pots and on the land, and took great pleasure in adding that beauty to her own life and to the life of those around her. And she added that beauty to my brother Dave, and arranged a home where they could have their meals together at a little table with windows looking out onto the garden and the bird feeders. And together they enjoyed the names of the birds, the sounds of the birds, the colors of the flowers. It's fall, nearly, or I think it is, and Judith's garden is in the state of being in the fall. And these are a few things that were still surviving into the fall. And so they're here just to represent the most recent days of her life. And they are at the end of their season. And behind us are flowers, a beautiful fresh arrangement that came from her friends and fellow volunteers at Ralston Arboretum in North Carolina. So you get a sense of her value to that organization as well. So this poem, when I first saw it, it made me think of what those who knew and loved Judith would find fitting words. It's called Finding You in Beauty by Walter Rinder. The rays of sunlight filtered through the sentinels of trees this morning. I sat in the garden and contemplated the serenity and beauty of my feelings and surroundings. They completely captivated me. I thought of you, away in the shadow of the trees. And then I rediscovered you on the smiles of the flowers as the sun penetrated the petals, in the rhythm of the leaves falling in the garden, in the freedom of birds as they flew searching, as you did. Now, you will leave me, for I will always find you in the beauty of life. So, Dave would like us to take a few moments to share any personal tribute or memory that you might find meaningful to you, or would add to the sense of how you saw Judith and the beauty she created around her. So you know you are a part of a Zoom connection, and so it's a welcome to those who are out in the Zoom family with us. The speakers are in, or the microphones are in the ceiling, and so as long as you don't look down at your feet, the microphones should pick up the comments that you make so that those watching from afar are able to hear you as well. So who would like to share a tribute or a memory of Judith?
I'll start. We know Judith.
Could you come to the front?
I'm sorry.
Could you, so that Dave can.
Yes. We know Judith from North Carolina Museum of Art. She was a docent, and the values she's embodied are the values of our community. She was enthusiastic, she was knowledgeable, and she was earnest. And the only regret that I have is I never went on a tour with her at the Arboretum, because you're right. She saw the beauty in everything and connected it to nature. And for that, we're all grateful.
Thank you, thank you.
Grab something quick. My daughter Abby, who Dad mentioned, lives in California. She sent me something. Excuse me, I got the shakes. And didn't expect to speak, but Judith had given her a gift several years ago. It's dated Christmas 2015. In the card with it said, "Dear Abby, one of the most special memories in my life is coming upon a tiny pond in a meadow. I was within 18 inches of, but did not touch. I told my sister of this, and she gave me this little china pond. I'm passing it on to you with love, Judith." Thought that was a nice memory of her from when she was young, and I'd like to share that with Dad. And I asked Abby, did she still have that, and she sent me a picture of it sitting on the windowsill, so she still has that. So I just wanted to pass that on. We're going to be up with Dad, and love Dad.
I think Judith spoiled Dave more than any other spouse I know. You are indeed fortunate.
I'm one of the friends from Fairfield Harbor, and I second that motion. Dave was but I think Judith didn't mind. Judith, she really, I I think she must have enjoyed work, because not just the garden, you know, they would get the house that wasn't quite right, and Judith would go to work on it, and she could decorate, and, you know, she didn't mind getting dirty. Yeah, that one was done. She said, "How about moving?" And Dave would say, "If you want to do that, go ahead and I'll come along." So they did get another house, and she went after that one. She had made use of her gardens. She would have the equinox or what's the solstice gatherings in the gardens, you know, so in the winter it would be dark, and she just liked that natural thing, and I think you folks have been there. She invited many people into her home, so and they were pretty much our friends from day one. They would keep a boat on our dock, and we would go sailing once in a while. Dave enjoyed sailing so much. So maybe as much as Judith enjoyed her garden. But many memories, and we will miss her.
Thank you. Judith didn't like me to say she was crafty.
She was.
Decorating the garden, the house. But creative was okay, not crafty.
She was very creative.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
My name is Miles Hall, and you may know my name in conversation.
Yeah, I've seen you at the museum.
Yes, I manage the docent program and tours at the North Carolina Museum of Art, and I just wanted to come here and, just express my gratitude for Judith's life and her volunteerism at the museum. And thank you, Dave, for allowing us to share time with Judith. Not only was she a docent and providing tours for all kinds of visitors indoors, she was also a park guide. And the large park that the Museum of Art has, she would provide tours for that. And I knew initially Judith, of course, in a professional aspect, professional relationship, but I really wanted to come up here and talk about our friendship that we forged and just the encouraging words that she always had for me, particularly that I was so grateful for. She would pop into my office and give me hugs, and I just really appreciated her presence in our organization. So thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you, Miles.
Thank you.
Hey everyone, my name is John Fry. We were lucky enough to move on the same street with Dave and Judith about a little over 3 years ago. And Judith was one of those neighbors that you just don't meet anymore these days. It seems like she was immediately took to our family and welcomed us. And shortly after we moved in, we had our son Alex that's here now. And she was just kind of like a grandmother to Alex and showered us with gifts and plants and food and all kinds of stuff you could imagine on every holiday and birthdays, and always remembered everything like that. And we're just very grateful to get to know her the last few years. She was very special to us, and would have Alex over to teach him how to plant seeds and teach him about plants and show him the birds and just teach them about nature and everything that she loved. It was very meaningful to us. Just always checking in with us and supporting some of my ventures with some of the things that I do. So we were very grateful to get to know her. She's a very special person that you don't meet that often. So Thank you.
Thank you, John. I'm Steve Ritter, Dave's son. Judith always put together the sweetest gifts at Christmas time or whatever. Just stuff from her heart. Some of it was stuff she made, some of it was stuff she collected over the years. The last thing she gave me was a few trinkets for the house and also a cookbook from their travels up north. So I look forward to trying one of the recipes in there at some point. And my last visit, my dad gave me a seed that she had got from, I guess, the Arboretum. And I look forward to planting that and being able to remember her when that grows, because she just made so many beautiful plants, and she really, like my aunt said, improved the world with beauty. And I appreciate the way she took care of my dad all these years, and that she accepted us as her family, and she'll be missed.
Good afternoon. My name is Gene McCabe. This is my wife Mildred, and Judy and Dave are neighbors for the last 8 years or so. Judy was an exceptional person. She always remembered my wife and I on our birthdays. As a matter of fact, I had a birthday in August. She always brought out cookies. But most of all, she liked the outdoor life. Plants. We would brag about who saw the first hummingbird, or the hawks that came by, or the hawks or eagle or whatever. She was just a great person to talk to and exchange ideas, and she loved life. And she always shared her plants with us. Each season she would bring up different flowers or whatever. A wonderful person, a wonderful neighbor, and we're going to miss her.
Thank you, Dean.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for sharing these very meaningful snippets of a very complex and engaged, hardworking, and passionate woman for the things that she loved. We're going to have one final reading, and then we're going to be sharing some refreshments, compliments of the wonderful church family here at UU Peace Fellowship. Jennifer.
Hello, Jennifer, Dave's granddaughter. Look at my mom. It's gonna make me cry. The time I've known Judith, we've shared a deep appreciation and love of the arts. I've always admired the fact that she worked at the North Carolina Art Museum, so I really appreciate you all being here, and Miles, what you shared, because I know it's something she was really proud of and passionate about. My Uncle Dave and Uncle Steve both touched on something that I wanted to mention, was that Judith was a very thoughtful gift giver, often passing on her own family heirlooms and items from her and Dave's history, and I'm really grateful to have those items around my office now. A lot of times Judith would include a really nice handwritten note, and also she always shared poems with us. So in that spirit, I'm really honored to share this poem with you all today. This is Remember Me by Margaret Mead. To the living, I am gone. To the sorrowful, I will never return. To the angry, I was cheated, but to the happy, I am at peace. And to the faithful, I have never left. I cannot be seen, but I can be heard. So as you stand upon a shore, gazing in a beautiful sea, remember me. As you look in awe at a mighty forest and its grand majesty, remember me. As you look upon a flower and admire its simplicity, remember me. Remember me in your heart, your thoughts, your memories of the times we loved, the times we cried, the times we fought, the times we laughed. For if you always think of me, I will never be gone.
Julie.